Ryan Reynolds, the go-to celebrity for quick-witted humor and seemingly effortless charm, has found himself in one of the strangest celebrity moments of the year. What was supposed to look like a spontaneous fan meet and greet is now being called a staged PR stunt, and it's sending the internet into a frenzy. From identical posters to eyebrow-raising revelations about his connection to a messy legal war involving Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, everything about this fan event seems scripted. But is it really just an awkward misunderstanding, or are we looking at a calculated move to distract from bigger controversies? Keep watching, because we're diving deep into the bizarre autograph incident that some say blew up in Ryan's face, and we'll uncover how it connects to lawsuits, rumored smear campaigns, and a side of Hollywood PR that most people never see. The alleged staged paparazzi shoot. Not too long ago, Ryan Reynolds attended an event at the Paley Center. At first glance, it looked like one of those typical Hollywood appearances. A few adoring fans, cameras flashing, and Ryan graciously offering autographs. But internet sleuths quickly noticed that something was off. Every single sign these fans held was suspiciously identical. Same lettering, same cardboard, even the same bright blue tape framing the photos. The eerily uniform aesthetic didn't sit right with those familiar with the organic chaos of celebrity meet and greets. Fans are usually a mixed bag, different posters, different scribbles, and a blend of handmade creativity. But this felt scripted. Then came Daniel Bennett, a graphic artist who essentially blew the lid off the entire situation by claiming he'd been hired to make 25 identical posters. Yes, 25. According to Bennett, his boss had an oddly specific request: produce multiple copies of the same design with the same pen, the same style, and absolutely no variation. This revelation alone raised eyebrows. If this was a genuine fan event, why would there be a need for mass-produced, uniform signs? Real fans typically show up with all kinds of items: magazine covers, movie posters, maybe a cool homemade sign or two. But an entire crowd waving near clones of each other's posters, that's not exactly standard fan behavior. Just as people were starting to gossip, Bennett popped up online, apparently poking fun at the entire thing. He shared how the kids' arts and craft project excuse was meant to mask the real purpose of these posters. But the intrigue didn't end there. Fans started looking deeper, noticing that no one took a selfie, no one posted about meeting their hero, and no personal videos were floating around social media. Usually, when someone meets Ryan Reynolds, the internet is flooded with fan captures, excited captions, and selfie brags. But in this case, silence. It's as if everyone showed up, held the same sign for a few minutes, then vanished without a trace. Naturally, conspiracy theories exploded. Why would Ryan go through the trouble of staging this? Was it just a PR stunt, or was there something bigger at play? The moment the internet started asking that question, another set of dots began to connect. Dots that led straight to some high-stakes drama involving Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, and an increasingly tangled web of lawsuits. Many began speculating that this staged fan moment was a distraction, a deliberate attempt to shift attention away from the brewing controversies surrounding Lively and Baldoni. With their names swirling in legal disputes, a high-profile, seemingly feel-good moment with Reynolds could serve as a carefully orchestrated PR move to keep audiences entertained while the real drama played out behind the scenes. Digging deeper, some internet detectives suggested that the timing was more than just a coincidence. Ryan's staged event conveniently took place around the same time that news of the lawsuit between Lively and Baldoni was gaining traction. Was this a desperate bid to dominate the headlines, ensuring that public focus remained elsewhere? Or was it just an unfortunate coincidence, blown out of proportion by an overactive internet sleuthing community? As more details emerged, the speculation only intensified. Some pointed out that this wasn't the first time Hollywood elites had been accused of fabricating public appearances to manipulate media coverage. Whether it was celebrities strategically scheduling charity appearances to divert from scandals or brands orchestrating viral moments for attention, the industry had long played the game of perception management. But in Ryan's case, the fan staging incident felt particularly bizarre, considering his usually laid-back, self-aware approach to publicity. Would he really participate in something so obviously artificial unless there was a greater agenda at play? As the internet continued piecing things together, what started as an odd Hollywood blunder quickly snowballed into something much bigger. Now, fans weren't just questioning the validity of Ryan's Paley Center appearance, they were looking at the broader implications of celebrity PR tactics, media distraction techniques, and the intricate web of high-stakes Hollywood drama playing out behind closed doors. And with every new detail surfacing, one thing became increasingly clear. This wasn't just about some suspiciously identical posters. This was about power, control, and the lengths to which Hollywood's biggest names will go to keep the public focused on the stories they want us to see, while hiding the ones they don't. But the real story goes way deeper than homemade signs. Historical context and Hollywood's PR games. Before we unravel how Ryan fits into this bigger picture, let's take a closer look at how staged paparazzi moments have become a long-standing Hollywood tradition. It might feel outrageous to think a celebrity would hire extras to pose as fans, but in reality, it's not exactly new. For decades, public figures have used the media to their advantage, controlling the narrative by curating their own public image. Over the years, many stars have been accused of setting up their own candid photos, ensuring that the world sees them in a particular light. Whether they're promoting a new project, attempting to change public perception, or simply distracting from a scandal. Meghan Markle, for example, faced allegations that certain photos of her walking dogs or sipping coffee conveniently popped up whenever press coverage turned sour. Similarly, countless reality stars have been called out for strategically positioning paparazzi to capture them in seemingly spontaneous but perfectly timed moments. Even Hollywood power couples have allegedly tipped off photographers for the sake of crafting a romanticized public image. In essence, it's a playbook move. When a celebrity or public figure faces controversy, they manufacture a different story, something lighter and more controlled to shift attention away from the negative press. The strategy is simple. A sudden wave of cheerful paparazzi shots or fan-love moments can push negative headlines down, replacing them with a more flattering narrative. Often, it works like a charm. Casual observers see these wholesome fan pictures and assume all is well, believing the celebrity remains adored and scandal-free. However, what was once a foolproof strategy is no longer as effective as it used to be. With the rise of social media, things have changed dramatically. Internet sleuths now analyze every detail, from the angle of the sun in a paparazzi photo to the brand of marker used on a fan sign. No longer can celebrities manipulate public perception without scrutiny. Today's fans are hyper-aware, and their ability to pick apart inconsistencies in viral images or videos has made staged moments far more difficult to pull off successfully. If a stunt lacks authenticity, it can backfire spectacularly, turning an attempt at damage control into a PR disaster. That's precisely what many believe happened with Ryan Reynolds at the Paley Center. The execution of the staged fan moment came off so heavy-handed that it immediately triggered an avalanche of skepticism. Instead of reinforcing his reputation as a beloved star, the meticulously coordinated effort raised more questions than it answered. The identical signs, the seemingly orchestrated crowd, and the lack of organic social media posts from real fans all pointed to one thing: something didn't add up. As speculation grew, critics began dissecting the potential motivations behind the stunt. Was Ryan simply engaging in a harmless PR move, or was there something bigger at play? Given the timing, coinciding with major legal drama involving Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, some internet detectives speculated that the entire event had been orchestrated to divert attention away from the unfolding controversy. Whether intentional or not, the stunt quickly became more than just a strange Hollywood misstep. It became a cautionary tale about how PR tactics that once worked seamlessly are now under intense scrutiny. In the past, celebrities could rely on mainstream media outlets to carry their carefully crafted stories without much resistance. But in today's digital age, where millions of eyes are dissecting every frame of a viral video, no detail goes unnoticed. The Ryan Reynolds Paley Center event is just one example of how celebrity PR games have evolved, and how, when executed poorly, they can spectacularly backfire. What was meant to be a simple, controlled narrative shift ended up raising more eyebrows than it calmed. And as social media users continue piecing things together, the broader implications of Hollywood's ongoing PR playbook are being examined more critically than ever before. In the grand scheme of things, Ryan's alleged staged moment might be a small blip, but it serves as yet another reminder. In the era of digital transparency, even the most seasoned stars have to be careful about how they manipulate the public eye. And it turns out, Ryan Reynolds might be dealing with more than just a minor PR hiccup. Underlying controversies, Justin Baldoni, and Blake Lively's lawsuit. Why would Ryan Reynolds suddenly seek out a wave of friendly photo ops? Perhaps it's just for fun, a spontaneous bit of PR to keep his image fresh. Or maybe, as some suggest, it's a calculated move to bury headlines about a brewing legal disaster that threatens to pull him deeper into Hollywood's latest scandal. At the center of that disaster, none other than Justin Baldoni, one of Blake Lively's co-stars, whose ongoing legal battle with Lively has set off a storm of allegations, counterclaims, and industry drama. It all began when Blake Lively filed a lawsuit accusing Baldoni of sexual harassment and retaliation on the set of It Ends With Us. According to Lively's legal team, Baldoni created a hostile work environment, undermined her creative input, and retaliated when she voiced concerns. The lawsuit sparked immediate media attention, as Lively, long seen as one of Hollywood's most polished and controversy-free stars, was suddenly at the forefront of a highly publicized legal battle. Baldoni, however, didn't take the accusations quietly. He fired back with a defamation lawsuit, calling Lively's claims entirely false and accusing her of attempting to sabotage his career. He argued that Lively was manipulating the situation, leveraging her public image to paint herself as a victim while tarnishing his reputation. The case became even more tangled when his legal team named Ryan Reynolds in the lawsuit, alleging that Reynolds had actively contributed to Baldoni's blacklisting in the industry. According to Baldoni's attorneys, Reynolds had used his Hollywood influence to plant damaging stories about Baldoni in the press, ensuring that Baldoni's reputation took a severe hit. The lawsuit even alleged that Reynolds pressured studio executives and producers to distance themselves from Baldoni, making it harder for him to secure future projects. If these claims hold any truth, it suggests a more complex side to Reynolds, one that contradicts his laid-back, easygoing public persona. Further fueling speculation, some eagle-eyed fans began to wonder if Reynolds had taken subtle jabs at Baldoni in his own projects. A particularly suspicious detail surfaced regarding Deadpool and Wolverine. Some believe the character in the film, referred to as Nice Pool, bore an uncanny resemblance to Baldoni, both in appearance and mannerisms. Was this just a coincidence, or was Reynolds using his signature humor to take a not-so-subtle swipe at Baldoni? While some dismissed the connection as pure fan speculation, others saw it as further evidence that Reynolds had been actively participating in Baldoni's public downfall. The entire saga became even murkier as legal teams on both sides presented conflicting narratives. Baldoni's supporters argued that he was a victim of false accusations, pointing out inconsistencies in Lively's claims and suggesting that she had a personal vendetta against him. Meanwhile, Lively's defenders maintained that her allegations were legitimate and that Baldoni's counter-lawsuit was nothing more than an attempt to silence her and regain control over the public narrative. As for Reynolds, he has remained largely silent on the matter, avoiding direct comments about the lawsuit. Instead, his recent PR moves, like the seemingly orchestrated fan photos, have only added fuel to the fire. Was he simply engaging in standard celebrity self-promotion, or was he attempting to divert attention away from his alleged role in the Baldoni controversy? If the lawsuit drags on, the answer may soon become clear. Regardless of who is telling the truth, the situation has captivated Hollywood and beyond. What started as an on-set disagreement has now escalated into a full-scale legal battle involving some of the biggest names in entertainment. With millions of fans watching every twist and turn, and with major studios keeping a close eye on the reputational risks, the outcome of these lawsuits could have long-lasting implications for everyone involved. As more court documents emerge and new revelations come to light, one thing is certain: this is far from over. Whether the allegations against Baldoni are proven true or whether Lively and Reynolds find themselves in deeper legal trouble, the drama surrounding It Ends With Us has become one of the most talked-about controversies in recent Hollywood history. And with tensions still high, there's no telling how much more will unfold before the dust finally settles. But that's only scratching the surface of this fast-escalating feud. The media smear campaign accusations. On one side, you have Blake Lively stating that Justin Baldoni is the real manipulator, allegedly hiring crisis managers to destroy her reputation and overshadow the serious allegations she made against him. On the other side, Baldoni claims that Lively and Ryan Reynolds teamed up with publicist Leslie Sloan to systematically ruin him in Hollywood. What started as a private legal dispute has now escalated into an all-out media war, with both sides fighting to control the public narrative. It's not just social media rants either. These accusations are coming from official legal documents. Baldoni's lawsuit details how negative stories conveniently appeared in various publications, painting him as the villain. Headlines labeled him controlling, hostile, and even dangerous within professional settings. Baldoni argues that this wasn't organic reporting but a targeted effort to blacklist him from future projects. Conversely, Lively's team insists Baldoni is the one orchestrating the smear campaign by twisting the facts of her initial lawsuit. They claim he's using selective leaks and misinformation to paint himself as the victim while attempting to dismantle Lively's credibility. For every piece of evidence Lively's team produces, Baldoni's side fires back with additional documents, texts, or behind-the-scenes footage contradicting her version of events. The contradictions are dizzying, leaving fans and industry insiders struggling to determine what's real and what's calculated PR strategy. Some leaked emails suggest carefully crafted media pitches designed to sway public perception in favor of one party over the other. Legal experts following the case note that this level of counter-allegation is uncommon, even in high-profile celebrity disputes. It's not just about winning a court battle, it's about ensuring the court of public opinion sides with the right party. In the midst of this storm is Ryan Reynolds, a man whose public persona is essentially Mr. Likeable. He's known for his humor, charm, and seemingly scandal-free career. Yet if Baldoni's side is to be believed, Ryan is far from innocent. He allegedly used his star power to sabotage Baldoni's professional standing by making direct calls to executives, discouraging them from working with Baldoni. If true, this wouldn't just be a case of a friend supporting a partner. It would be an example of Hollywood's power dynamics at play, where reputations can be made or broken with the right phone calls. The controversy doesn't stop there. Some reports claim that Reynolds' involvement in the alleged smear campaign extends beyond mere influence. Speculation has emerged that Reynolds leveraged his production connections to plant negative narratives about Baldoni, ensuring that he was seen as too problematic for major studio-backed projects. While Baldoni's legal team has yet to release concrete proof of this, the sheer weight of the accusation has left Reynolds facing scrutiny like never before. For an actor who has carefully curated an image of being friendly, down-to-earth, and non-controversial, this legal battle threatens to upend his clean-cut reputation. Meanwhile, Hollywood insiders whisper that this case is exposing a deeper issue within the industry: the power of media narratives and the role crisis managers play in shaping celebrity stories. Public relations firms specialize in cleaning up messes, spinning headlines, and strategically leaking information to shift narratives in favor of their clients. But in this case, the back-and-forth accusations have pulled back the curtain, revealing just how messy and manipulative these tactics can be. If Baldoni was, in fact, the target of a coordinated effort to ruin his career, it would mean that top-level publicists, major media outlets, and even Hollywood elites are capable of working together to erase someone's professional standing. Conversely, if Lively and Reynolds' side is telling the truth, it suggests that Baldoni is attempting to weaponize misinformation and media confusion to salvage his own reputation at their expense. As legal proceedings continue, the public remains divided. Social media users dissect every newly released court document, searching for clues as to who is telling the truth. Entertainment news outlets, eager to feed the frenzy, run daily updates on the case, further fueling speculation. What was once a private matter has now become one of the most talked-about celebrity scandals in recent history, drawing attention not only for the allegations themselves, but for the broader implications of how Hollywood wields media influence to protect its own. At the heart of it all is one simple yet complex question: who is truly controlling the narrative? Is Baldoni an unjustly vilified director whose career is being systematically dismantled, or is he a manipulative figure using the media to discredit Lively's accusations? Is Ryan Reynolds really playing puppet master behind the scenes, or is he being unfairly dragged into a conflict that has nothing to do with him? With both sides unwilling to back down and new revelations surfacing every week, one thing is certain: this high-profile battle is far from over, and its final outcome could reshape Hollywood's understanding of power, reputation, and media manipulation for years to come. Which brings us back to Ryan's staged stunt and why people think it's more than a coincidence. Why the paparazzi moment backfired. When news of the identical posters first broke, some fans tried to defend Ryan, arguing that autograph hounds do show up with multiple items to resell online, which might explain the uniform look. However, the deeper people looked, the more fishy things seemed. The simplest question was, where are the candid selfies or quick phone videos? In 2025, if 20 or 30 fans were genuinely thrilled to meet Ryan Reynolds, you'd see phone cameras flashing from every angle. The absence of that small, personal interaction raises suspicion. Others noted that the fans seemed more like extras on a set, calm, orderly, and weirdly uniform in how they approached Ryan. Typically, a real fan is dying to get a quick picture or ask a question about his new project. The fact that everyone just lined up with the same size boards, the same brand new markers, and a uniform sign style fueled the rumor that this moment was arranged primarily for photographers. And then there's the timing. The stunt happened right when Ryan could use a boost in public positivity, given the negative headlines swirling about him. If you're facing looming controversies, the first rule of celebrity PR is to shift the narrative. Stage a charitable event, show yourself being fan-friendly, or do anything else that turns your name into a feel-good story. Unfortunately for Ryan, internet watchdogs saw through the veneer, and instead of saving face, he's now tangled in even more skepticism. But the fallout from this fiasco isn't just about bad optics. Potential fallout for Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. For a long time, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively were the golden couple of Hollywood. They were witty on social media, supportive of each other's projects, and rarely involved in any major scandal. That carefully maintained image of effortless cool, though, is now under siege. Once people start questioning a celebrity's authenticity, it's a slippery slope. If it turns out that Ryan knowingly orchestrated a fake fan event, it reinforces the allegations that he's also playing dirty behind the scenes with the lawsuits. Even if the two incidents, fake fans and the legal drama, aren't directly related, public perception can merge them into one giant storm cloud. Fans and media might say, if he's staging autographs, who's to say he isn't staging negative press about Baldoni? Blake Lively also stands to lose from this. She was already locked in a high-profile legal clash that's far from over. If her claims against Baldoni end up being proven false or exaggerated, her credibility will take a massive hit. Hollywood is known for protecting its A-listers until the public outcry becomes too loud. At that point, studios and brands distance themselves to avoid backlash. For a major actress like Blake, losing that squeaky clean reputation can mean losing top-tier roles and sponsorships. At the very least, the constant swirl of rumors and accusations could begin to tarnish the perfect marriage brand Ryan and Blake have cultivated. The entertainment industry loves a power couple until it doesn't. If this fiasco intensifies, everything from their personal brand to their business ventures could suffer, putting them in a precarious position at a time when fans are increasingly demanding authenticity. And with the lawsuits still unfolding, everyone is asking the same question: the bigger Hollywood picture. Staged PR moments aren't limited to Ryan Reynolds or any single star. It's a well-practiced art in Hollywood, where appearances can dictate career trajectories. Even in the pre-social media era, publicists would tip off certain paparazzi to capture candid moments, like a star generously paying for strangers' groceries or spontaneously hugging a random fan. Often, these images exist to spin the public's view away from a scandal brewing behind the scenes. Celebrities like Jennifer Lopez, Selena Gomez, and even entire couples like Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner have faced rumors of staging or carefully controlling public sightings, especially during rocky patches or when they want to overshadow negative press. In some cases, it's as simple as wanting to look fabulous in a casual beach stroll photo. In others, it's a strategic maneuver to overshadow a leaked story, an unflattering headline, or an upcoming court appearance. The thing is, audiences are growing more savvy. With high-definition cameras in every phone and thousands of eyes scanning social media every second, staged events stand out more than ever. So while these tactics were once an easy way to reframe a celebrity's narrative, they now risk blowing up in a star's face if executed poorly. That's exactly what seems to be happening with Ryan Reynolds. A PR strategy that used to be hush-hush and accepted is now fueling more controversy. So how does this all end for Ryan Reynolds and company? Where the legal storm might lead? Amid all the chatter about staged photo ops, the core issue remains the legal war between Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively, and Ryan Reynolds, according to the various lawsuits and counter-lawsuits. 1. Baldoni's claims. He says Blake Lively filed a false sexual harassment suit against him, then teamed up with Ryan and publicist Leslie Sloan to smear his name. Baldoni argues that he's the real victim, shut out of Hollywood deals and tarnished by media hit pieces. 2. Lively's claims. She maintains that Baldoni was inappropriate on set, made her uncomfortable, and retaliated when she spoke up. She sees his defamation lawsuit as a way to dodge accountability and an attempt to flip the script. 3. Reynolds' role. Allegedly, he used his influence to support Blake's version of events and to nudge studios or agencies away from Baldoni. Whether or not that's true remains to be seen, but it's a significant accusation. Hollywood legal battles can go in any direction, especially when both sides appear to have money, lawyers, and possible receipts to back up their stories. If the courts find in Baldoni's favor, it could spell financial and reputational disaster for Ryan and Blake. Defamation judgments can carry massive payouts, and the industry might finally turn its back if it's proven that the couple orchestrated a coordinated attack on a colleague. On the other hand, if Lively's team backs their claims with solid evidence, Baldoni could be the one who ends up ostracized. But for Ryan in particular, the bigger threat might be public embarrassment. Even if the courts settle the matter privately, the image of a warm, funny, family man is already showing cracks. And in Hollywood, once the audience suspects you're not what you seem, it's almost impossible to fully reclaim that trust. Conclusion, thought-provoking wrap-up. So did Ryan Reynolds really stage that paparazzi shoot to turn the spotlight away from looming legal battles? Or is the entire fiasco just a misunderstanding that spiraled out of control thanks to social media detectives? Either way, the timing is too uncanny to ignore, and the internet isn't known for giving people the benefit of the doubt, especially when the evidence of possible staging is so blatant. Beyond the event itself, there's a swirling storm of accusations, lawsuits, and potential career-shattering consequences. If Ryan and Blake have been playing the same PR games they accused Justin Baldoni of, they may have overplayed their hand this time. The veneer of their perfect marriage and squeaky clean reputations is starting to wear thin, and fans are asking whether these two are as genuine as they seem, or just skilled at playing Hollywood's oldest game of smoke and mirrors. What happens next could redefine the public images of all three, Ryan, Blake, and Justin. If more behind-the-scenes footage or texts get leaked, we might see shocking revelations that can't be spin-doctored away. And if the courts rule that one side is lying, the consequences could be massive for their careers. Hollywood watchers are on the edge of their seats, waiting to see who lands on top when the dust settles. Will Ryan's smile and wave approach continue to work, or is his charm about to wear off in the face of mounting evidence and suspicion? Has Blake jeopardized her standing with a risky lawsuit that might backfire? And will Justin Baldoni emerge as a triumphant underdog, or will he be painted as a cunning manipulator who weaponized the media for his own gain? For now, the questions are as abundant as the rumors. One thing is certain, nobody in this story is coming out completely unscathed, whether Ryan's staged autograph session was a calculated distraction or a harmless event gone wrong. It's done more to highlight the controversies than bury them. And in the ultra-competitive world of Hollywood public relations, that's the last thing he needs right now. Outro. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more, because this legal battle and the PR chess match that surrounds it are far from over.